Good morning. What a fun song. I love that. I never heard that before. That was fun. Welcome to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living. We are a community that teaches and practices spiritual principles to uplift and transform our lives and make the world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. My name is Nadine Muller. My pronouns are she and her, and it's my honor to be with you today. A special welcome to anyone who may be with us for the first time in person or in our virtual community space. We have welcome packets in the back of the sanctuary for newcomers, and the same packet information is available for our global community on our website at cslportland.org. Both contain information about who we are, what we stand for, and how we might serve you. On our website, you can sign up for informational weekly emails, register for classes, join Wednesday night meditations, and receive a free gift on your birthday. So just a very quick reminder at this time to please silence your cell phones or other devices if you haven't already done so. And also to keep our sacred space clean and welcoming, we ask that you please don't bring food in and that water is welcome. Anything else can be placed in the community space or at the entry door in the back. So here are our announcements. Wednesday night is our weekly online meditation at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And here's another one. This is brand new. Please consider playing an influential role in co-creating the future of PCSL by joining one of our Together We Rise co-creation circles. The circles are offered at various times and locations beginning July 21st. Registration is free on our website, and I'd like to ask Tony Lewis to please come up to say a few words about our Together We Rise co-creation circles. Please welcome Tony.
Thank you, everybody. I promised I would keep this brief. Quite a challenge for me, but I'm going to succeed at it. So, as many of you know, this is a really exciting time for our center. I see this as an opportunity to build whatever it is we wish to create, whatever we can possibly imagine, and it's a wonderful time. And to think of the board doing that in the isolation of others is not acceptable. This is our center, it's your center, and so we'd like to have not just the input of everybody and what their ideas are, but to take it to the level of science of mind where we include spiritual practices in these groups such as visioning, spiritual mind treatment, and through that, with the power of everyone in spirit, we will create whatever it is we want here beyond our imaginations. Thank you. So I think that might be all I have to say about it, except that each and every group will have a board member present, so there's visibility, accessibility, accountability, information available to you, and a practitioner to guide us spiritually. Sign-up sheets are in the back. These things start not this week, but next, so I can't wait for everybody to get on board and welcome you to it. Thanks.
And just a heads up, these circles are in person and virtual, so you can sign up for either or both. So you have options. I love options. Okay. In October 16th to 18th, we're going to be having the Celebrate Spirit as Woman retreat in 2026 at Camp Cedar Ridge. And if you sign up this month, July, you get $50 off the sign-up fee. And we only have a few weeks left in July, so sign up, people. Okay, and the Education Department is offering a workshop titled Freedom Through Forgiveness. There are two options, in person and virtual, and the workshops begin next week, July 19th. And again, these workshops are free. This is an awesome way to learn spiritual principles and forgiveness. Class registration is available on our website at cslportland.org. And actually, all information is in the Sunday pamphlet and on our website at cslportland.org. Today, licensed practitioner Donna Wallace and Reverend Kathy Condon are serving on High Watch, holding a sacred container of consciousness in the sanctuary and for our spiritual community participating virtually. And today, our special music features Darci Schmitt. We also welcome our wonderful Friends Band. and our community singers, including Adder and Light. And today's message, The Journey of Transformation, is by Reverend Christine Green. Our flowers are courtesy of our own Pamela Jean. Thank you, Pamela. So now I invite you to sit back and relax, because I know that somewhere between this beautiful spiritual community, the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your life has been a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Try it, you can do this. Think of someone. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your life has been a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Recognizing and knowing that there is that one power, that one presence, that one infinite joy, the love, the life, the wholeness, that divine perfection that is within each and every one of us. Each and every individual within this community, each and every individual within this space, within this planet and beyond, knowing that each is a manifestation of that one power, that one God, that one source. Whatever it is you choose to call it, it is love with a capital L. It is life, and it is perfect. I'm so grateful for this truth. I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. Now please take a few minutes to connect with that one within.
My mother. And my mother, poor woman, was gray much earlier than she needed to be because she had a child who was a Y child. And I would come to her always and say, why is this? What is that? What is, you know? And this was an answer to one of the questions that I had when I felt that I was being pulled to do some other things, and yet it didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to be, it just wasn't coming together. And I asked her about it, and this was her answer to me. You say the folks in Africa are starving and alone. Well, I've sent others to Africa, but I need you here at home. I'm giving you a special place, and in this special time, I've given you my love, my light. So come on now, shine and bloom. Well, where you are planted now. Don't look so far away, for satisfaction in your life can happen every day. If you bloom where you are planted, your mission is quite clear. How can I send you somewhere else if you're not blooming here? I've placed you in an office, in a restaurant, in a school. My light is sometimes dimmer there, so that's where I need you. I've given you the tools you need, the power, strength, and peace, and you can let your love come through each message that you speak if you will bloom where you are planted now. Don't look so far away, for satisfaction in your life, oh, it can happen every day. If you bloom where you are planted, your mission is quite clear. How can I send you somewhere else if you're not blooming here? Yeah. Well, I've put you in a road crew, on an aeroplane or in a bus. There's simply no place in this life where there's no need of us. If you are willing to be the missionary I need, I'll always be right there with you as you feed my flocks. You'll see bloom, bloom where you are planted now. Don't look so far away, for satisfaction in your life, well, it can happen every day. If you bloom where I have planted you, your mission is quite clear. How can I send you somewhere else if you're not blooming here? I know you will begin to feel a calm from deep within, and then you'll know that I have found a different need for you, my child, and you will know you must go. But in the present time, do all you can do here. If it were not important to me, I would not have placed you here. Bloom where you are planted now. Don't look so far away, for satisfaction in your life. Well, it could happen, oh, it could happen this day. If you bloom where I have planted you, your mission is quite clear. How can I send you somewhere else? Why would I send you somewhere else? I'm not gonna send you somewhere else if you're not what? Blooming here. Oh. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. How about another round of applause for Darci? Darci is so awesome. We seem to be scheduled together.
Supposed to be, Christine, supposed
We should take this on the road. We're gonna take our act on the road. I'm Reverend Christine Green. My pronouns are she, her, and welcome. Thank you for being here today, and thank you to those at home for being here today. Such a beautiful day, and it's always a joy to be here with you. Wow, what do I say after that? I mean, that was a talk in itself. So, yes, we bloom where we are planted. And my talk today is about unfolding possibilities, about the journey of transformation. It's about how do we allow ourselves to receive and be present for what's available to us. Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge, right? For knowledge is limited to all that we know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there is to know and understand. And so anything is possible if we will allow ourselves to see it and receive it. And I was inspired by this little book called The Art of Possibility by Rosamund and Benjamin Zander. It was written a long time ago, and it's just basic principles of life, but it really goes along with what we believe and practice. And so how they begin their story is about a story in Africa. And it's a story of how a shoe factory sent 2 marketing scouts to a region in Africa to explore and to study the prospects for expanding the business. And so the first one sent back a telegram and said, situation hopeless. No one here wears shoes. And the other scout wrote back triumphantly, glorious business opportunity. They have no shoes. So to the marketing expert who sees no shoes, the first one saw hopelessness. But to the colleague, they saw abundance and possibility. And isn't that what happens, that we see life through our own perspective, through our own lens? And how whatever it is that we've come to believe or what we've been told, we take that on. And that's ours. That's our perspective. And so that's step number 1 in the art of possibility. And the Zanders write 12 steps. I'm just going to cover the first 5. The first step is it's all invented, right? Each person invented the situation. It's hopeless, it's full of possibility. And that's what we have been given, a life that was invented. I don't know about yours, but mine was one of lack, that there wasn't enough. You know, my parents grew up during the Depression, that they struggled and that there wasn't enough. We always seemed to have enough, but if I wanted a little bit extra, there wasn't enough. Or I heard that old adage, what do you think, money grows on trees? So we've been told these stories and we've believed them. And so we've developed behaviors around them. And one of the other stories that I have is from my mom. My mom was afraid of a lot of things. And one of the things she was afraid of was the water. But she was afraid to, even though we went to the lake every weekend, she was afraid of the lake. She didn't go in the water. She just had a fear. But she had the courage that she wanted my sister and I to take swimming lessons. So we went to the local pool and we took swimming lessons, and you were placed according to your age group and your ability, and then we would move up by category as we excelled. And so I was in a group, and we learned how to swim and everything, and now we were in the deep water. We were getting ready to learn how to dive. So we were in the deep water, and what we had to do is jump off the side of the pool and swim across. And I jumped in the pool, and I panicked because I was afraid of the deep water. And I feel like And my mother was watching. I feel like I had her energy. So here was the deep water. I jumped in and I panicked. And I flailed, and the lifeguard jumped in, and he brought me back to the other side. And then what he did is he sent me back to the other group that was learning how to swim. What I wish he did was say, "What happened? You were afraid in the moment. Let's do it again. And I'll be with you, and I'll take you through this." But he didn't. And so I grew up afraid of the water for a long time. It took me a long time before I could be in deep water and be okay. So that's how we take that on, and it becomes ours. But it's all invented. It was all invented. It was the emotion of my mother. It was her belief. I was feeling it, and I took it on as my own. And we make choices based on those things that we've been told. So the Xanders say the stories we are told are all invented. So why not tell a new story, right? Why not invent a story or framework that works for what it is we want? So think about in your life, what is holding you back? What's something that you've been told? And you've been told, oh, that's too hard, or you can't do that, or that'll never work. So let's invent a new story. Why not imagine an abundant universe where everything is provided? Imagine a world where we are kind to each other. Imagine living in a community where we respect and honor each other. Imagine a world that works for everyone. Imagine yourself achieving the thing that you desire. So it's all invented. Let's invent a new story. Step number 2. Step into a universe of possibility. So the Xanders write that we live in a world of measurement, winning and losing. We have acceptance or rejection. Our hopes are raised or are dashed in despair. But they're all based on a single assumption. And it's about life, that we've got to survive life and make it through. Life is about survival. So we measure ourselves along the way. How are we doing? How's my health for this framework of life that I'm in? How's my health doing? Where's my finances? Where are my finances? We measure ourselves. So surviving in the world of scarcity, we measure these things, and we compare and we contrast. And so think about it in school. Children are given grades to compare against each other. And so in a measurement world, you set a goal and strive for it. But in a universe of possibility, you set the context and let life unfold. So you're more likely to be successful if you're joyfully participating in something, right? If you're feeling like your life's not depending on it, but let's make this fun. Let's have fun doing this project or living this life that we're living. So Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak did not set out to create a $1 trillion company. They were two friends messing around with circuit boards in their garage. And they wanted to make something that matters. And Apple was born, Apple Computers. Yvon Chouinard loved climbing, but hated the environmental damage that was caused by the gear. So in 1973, he founded Patagonia to create sustainable outdoor clothing. And his commitment to the planet over profit turned a small business venture into a $1 billion brand. Because he saw a vision and he acted on it. And so it just grew out of his joy and his willingness to see something greater. The founder of Nintendo was passionate about entertainment and social connection. And so, because of the passion for playfulness and creativity, he created Nintendo, which carried through with all of its games. So these companies they found passion to fuel their ideas and their motivation. So instead of a narrow goal, they saw a bigger vision. Step into the universe of possibilities. As we joyfully participate, we step into what's the possibility. We've heard Ernest Holmes tell us over and over again, the infinite is unlimited possibility. The third step is give yourself an A. And so, as I said earlier, that the purpose of grades is to measure one student against another. And that competition puts strain on our self-ability, our self-esteem, on friendships. So the Zanders said in most cases, they were both professors in music. They say in most cases, the grades say little about the work that is done. What if you reflected to a student that they misconstrued a concept? You know, you missed the mark on that, you misconstrued it, or you took a false step on a math problem. You're sharing something about their performance. If the lifeguard said, you know what, you had a moment of panic, let's do that over again. I would have learned something from that. But if you simply give a grade like a B+, you're saying nothing at all about their mastery of the material. You're matching that student against the other students, right? Because they're graded on a curve. So what if we gave ourselves an A? Michelangelo is quoted as saying that inside every block of stone exists the beautiful statue. All one needs to do is remove the excess material. Isn't that a great way of seeing it? Remove the excess material, and there's a statue inside. What if that was applied to education? It would be pointless to compare one child to another. Instead, the energy would be focused on chipping away at the stone, allowing that beauty, that creativity to come forward. So they tried this out. It's called giving an A. It's an approach that transforms people. An A can be given to anyone in a walk of life, to a waitress, to your employer, to your mother-in-law, to other people in traffic. When you give an A, you find yourself speaking to people not from a place of measurement, but a place of respect that gives them room to realize themselves. So Ben tried this one year with his music students. He told everyone in the class they would receive an A for the course. But there was one requirement. Each student had to write a letter in September that was dated in May, and the letter would begin with the words, "Dear Mr. Zander, I got an A because." And then they were to write in great detail what happened to their lives that gave them the opportunity to receive this amazing grade. They had to place themselves in the future and look back and see what they learned. What did they learn about the topic? What did they learn about their instrument? What did they learn about themselves? And especially, he wanted to know, how did your attitudes, your beliefs, your feelings, your insights, how did those change? He wanted them to fall in love with the person that they would become. And here's one of the letters he received. "Dear Mr. Zander, I got an A because I had the courage to examine my fears, and I realized they had no place in my life. I changed from someone who was scared to make a mistake to someone who knows she has a contribution to make musically and personally. I found the desire to convey music to other people, which is stronger than the worries I had about myself." Isn't that awesome? She saw that inner self, that she had something to contribute, not be afraid of what's my grade going to be, but how am I going to contribute? So what would it be like to give yourself an A? I wish I knew this as a writer. I wish I knew this before I wrote my books. And for beating myself up all the time for not meeting my goal or not getting this done on time or not having the right grammar or whatever it was at the time. If I gave myself an A, it would have been a whole different experience. I had an electrician come to my house the other day. He was putting up ceiling fans, and the project took longer than he anticipated. And he was a perfectionist. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he did an excellent job at everything. But at the end, he was sighing and like not feeling very good. I could feel his energy. And he said, "Oh, sorry if you hear me sighing, I'm just frustrated because this is taking so much longer than I anticipated." And he says, "I really learned a lot from doing this project." And he did an awesome job, but at the end, he was so frustrated with himself that he didn't time it correctly, that he was showing his frustration. And I had to sage my house when he left. Because I could feel his energy, But so I invite you, give yourself an A. Give yourself an A for the day. And just imagine, what do you want to see at the end of the day for yourself? And also give other people an A for their willingness to show up. Step number 4, be a contribution. So Ben Zander shares that he grew up in a Jewish home, and every evening at the dinner table, his father asked him and his 3 siblings what they did that day. And so there was an underlying expectation in the home that everyone would grow up to be hugely successful in whatever they chose to do. So being the youngest, he got to go last. And he said he was a nervous wreck because he had to listen to each of his siblings go on and on about their day and what they did and how it developed and everything. By the time it got to him, he had no idea what to say. And it wasn't until his wife left him in his marriage, and she made a statement to him. She said, "Why don't we find a way to work together so that we can stay friends and we can help raise our children in the best way possible?" And he stepped back and he said, "She's reinventing life. She's saying, let's take a new way of approaching this. Let's be friends about it. Let's raise our children in the highest light. Let's try this in a new way." It opened him up to see things differently. She wanted to reframe. And that's what it is. Reframe the game. Reframe whatever it is we're doing. Do something that's going to change. And don't be afraid to ask for help. We are so hard on ourselves, especially women. We don't ask for help. We don't ask for assistance. We don't want to bother others. We know how awesome it is when we get to help. Don't you know how it feels? Haven't you felt it when you've been able to contribute? When you've helped somebody out, or you've shared an insight, or you've been there for somebody? But sometimes we close that off and don't let people contribute to us. But reframe the game, allow ourselves to be supported. So Zander says, naming oneself and others as a contribution, this is a contribution, produces a shift away from self-concern and engages us in relationship with others. So we're engaging with others. We're serving at the level of contribution. So when he asked his students to write their letter, he also asked them to report each week about where they made a contribution. And he said it changed how they saw themselves. So practice not only where you can be a contributor, but acknowledge how others have been a contribution to you. And so step number 5, remember rule number 6. So he tells a story of a professor and his guest were in a room discussing world affairs when a man burst into the room, stomping and banging his fists on the table, and the professor spoke up and he said, "Peter, remember rule number 6." And Peter said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he left. And the professor and his guest continued, and pretty soon a woman walked into the room, and she was waving her hands and ranting and saying all these things, and he said, "Marie, please remember rule number 6." She said, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and she left. After it happened the third time, the guest looked at the professor, and he said, "I have never seen anything like this. Please tell me, what is rule number 6? And he said, "Don't take yourself so damn seriously." And the visitor pondered for a moment, and he said, "Well, what are the other rules?" And he said, "There aren't any." But isn't that true? We take ourselves so seriously. I have clients all the time wonder, what are other people going to think about me? You know what? Everybody's worried about themselves. They're not thinking about anything. Everyone has their own worries. Everyone's trying to do their best. But take yourself lightly. The Xanders say, if you make a mistake, throw your arms in the air and say, "That's fascinating." And so I added a couple. I added, if something goes wrong, put your hand on your chin and go, "Oh, that's interesting." And if someone makes a decision that goes against common sense, or at least your version of it, scratch your head and say, "I'm curious." So it's not jumping into the fray, but stepping back and looking at it differently, taking ourselves lightly. We're all doing the best that we can. And if we can do it with a little bit of humor, it changes everything. As you know, or I hope you know, the Portland frogs that showed up at the protests are known across the country and around the world because they brought humor to something that was so intense, to show up in a frog costumes. There are posters of frogs, Portland frogs everywhere, and memes everywhere. There's a group that has Red Nose Day to raise funds for organizations that will tackle poverty and injustice, to put on a red nose, find the humor in it. So there's all kinds of ways that we can see to find the humor in whatever is going on at the moment. So here's what we see in the world. It's all invented. Step number 1. Number 2, step into possibility. Number 3, give yourself an A. 4, be a contribution. And 5, remember rule number 6. So this is how I see it. Our country has not been going down a good path for a while. There's more concern over profit than people. We've been losing connection with each other. What we're seeing now is the collapse of the old regime, of the old way of doing things. And we're starting to see people wake up, aren't you? People are waking up. They're stepping up. They're seeing things differently. There's a shift. People are opening doors. They're greeting each other. They're checking in on each other. The shift is slow, and there's still a lot of work to do, but it's happening. It's time for us to celebrate each other and to do what we can for each other, to be a contribution to each other. And in regard to what's going on in the world, I got this from, and I lost her name now. She writes about angels, but she says, when there's struggle, send unemployed angels. Lorna Byrne, yes. Send unemployed angels to wherever the struggle is. Send light to wherever the struggle is. Send love to wherever you have an inkling of unrest, let's say, or uncertainty. Send love, send light, send angels. Let's send thoughts of goodness to change things. So, I don't know if you read Substack, but I follow someone on Substack named Shady, and he I think it's a he, writes, receives stories and shares stories, and I want to share one of the stories that he wrote. I was sitting in my car crying in the Target parking lot. I just got the call, didn't get the job. Third interview that month. Rejection after rejection. I felt like I'd never catch a break. An old man knocked at my window. He startled me. He was holding something, and I rolled down the window. He said, "Sorry to bother you, dear, but you dropped this." And he handed me a $20 bill. I looked at it confused. "That's not mine." And he smiled, and he said, "Yes, it is. You dropped it getting out of your car. Have a better day." And he walked away. I knew what he did. There was no 20. He saw me crying, and he wanted to help without embarrassing me. I sat there holding that $20 bill, sobbing even harder. But different tears, good ones. I used it to buy groceries that week when I was almost out of food. Got a job 2 weeks later, better than the one I didn't get. First paycheck, I withdrew a 20. I kept it in my wallet. I waited for the right moment. I found it a month later. A woman at a gas station. Her card declined, counting her change, crying quietly. I walked over. "Excuse me, you dropped this." Handed her the 20, and she looked confused. She said, "I don't think." "Yeah, you dropped it by your car. Have a better day." Walked away just like the old man did. I saw her face in my rearview mirror. Same tears I had, the good kind. That's the world I want to live in. A world of possibility. A world where we look out for each other. We give each other an A. We're a contribution. We go out of our way to do something good. We have empathy, compassion, generosity. Let's build that world together. Let's take this into prayer. So taking a breath right now, just tap into that heart space. Allow your breath to breathe into that space of love and light. That in that place of love, right where we are, there is an infinite amount of possibilities. Possibilities for newness, for love, for light, for awareness, for compassion, for abundance, for generosity. It's all right here. It's all right here. It already is. We just need to tap into it. And so today we do. We tap into it today. We tap into that flow of life, that infinite flow of life that is good, that is God, that is spirit, that is life flowing in and through and as us. And so in that flow of life, we receive this good, whatever it is. We receive it, we claim it, we feel it. And we send it out as the flow of life. It moves in and through and as us, and we send it out into the world wherever it needs to go. We send light to any place of darkness, love to any place of conflict, peace to any place of pain. And we do, knowing that there's infinite amount of love, infinite amount of possibilities for good. And so as we go out this day, we take this good, we take this light, we take this love with us wherever we are. We claim it, we feel it, we are it. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for this knowingness. I give thanks for all of this with a grateful heart. And together we affirm, so it is, and so it is. Bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Christine. That was lovely. So thank you so much for your gracious giving. Now is our time of offering. Your financial gifts enable us to be together in this beautiful space, enjoy wonderful music, be inclusive of our spiritual community participating virtually, and support community nonprofits. They allow this powerful teaching to be known so we can continue to grow and be an expression of spirit in the world. In a moment, the ushers will come around the sanctuary with a basket to collect your gifts. If you like, you can use an envelope provided in the seat backs. We welcome financial donations from our spiritual community participating virtually, and everyone, anytime, online. All ways to contribute are at cslportland.org under the Donate heading. You can also find a QR code and text to give information in the Sunday program. Will the ushers please step forward? So let us accept and bless our offering together as a call and response. I bless these sacred gifts, given graciously with love. These gifts bless, heal, and prosper all they touch. In giving, I am grateful to be richly, lavishly, and abundantly blessed. And so it is. And now please welcome our musicians.
Have you ever felt the low down blues? Stuck in a lifestyle that you did not choose, that you really had no voice. Other folks had made the choice of what you could and could not do. Well, I'm sure it might not feel that way. I wouldn't want to take your blues away. But then on the other hand, you might want to take a stand. Here's something you can do. You've got to learn to be a risk taker. Step out on faith and be your own dream maker. You won't need to make the claim that it's others who are to blame if you'll only take a chance. When the voice of God is calling you, there's no risk in what you're asked to do. There's no telling what you'll find if you put your fears behind. You'll only need to see it through. You can choose to turn your life around. Lift your vision up to higher ground. When you see that inner worth means more than things on earth, you can use the faith you find. Yes, you can learn to be a risk taker. Step out with God and be your own dream maker. God's already on your side. Seeds of growth are there inside. All you have to do is try. yes.
You go, Darci. So, thank you again for being here today. If you are having anything that's going on in your heart or in your mind, and you would like someone to talk to, our licensed practitioners are here for you. They're here for you. They're here online, and they'll be here in the front of the platform after the service. There are prayer request cards you can fill out at the Ministry of Prayer table in the back of the sanctuary. And virtually, there's a prayer Zoom room that will be posted on the YouTube chat, and that will be available for as long as it's needed. And if you need a prayer, you can submit a request or go to our website, cslportland.org. All prayer requests are immediately distributed to our ministers and practitioners, and we are honored to pray for you throughout the week. So I invite you to stand for our call and response benediction. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I think it. I believe it.
I believe it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that I am.
Just the way that
I am it.
I am it.
Just the way that I am.
Just the way that I am.
Okay, so just know with me that you are never alone. The divine presence of love is within you always, anytime during the day or night. If forgetfulness comes upon you, simply go within and remember you are loved. So we are grateful for this remembrance. We let it be, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
No, but I screwed it up. I went into the chorus. And I just played. I just heard. I wasn't thinking about what was going on, and I just heard the solo as being chorus. I did the same thing in rehearsal, but I caught it. Oh, so I didn't mess you up. Well, you were probably fine, and you were probably just struggling to figure out what to do after I screwed up.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me do my thing with you. Thank you.
Sorry, I went to the wrong changes on
No,
my
it's okay.
Risktaker
It
solo.
doesn't matter.